So, hi Siddhi, how are you?
I'm doing good, sir.
Please brief me about your candidature.
Yes, sir. My name is Siddhi Jain. I'm born and brought up in Jaipur only. I have done my graduation from University of Rajasthan and my schooling from both public school. During my articleship, I was exposed to financial reporting, analysis, indirect taxation, and I'm a team player and I can lead a team.
Okay. Uh, so you have worked in indirect taxation, right? Let's say if there's someone who is buying a lift, right, and we are installing that lift in the factory premises, and let's say that while buying that lift, we have to pay GST of 18% or 28%. The lift cost us around 2 lakh rupees, 2.5 lakh rupees or 2 lakh rupees, and we have to pay 28% GST. So can we claim credit for the same?
Uh, No, sir, we cannot claim credit on this as it is covered in blocked credits
Under which
under
clause?
the immovable property.
Hmm.
The credit is blocked on the immovable property except for some cases like when it is used for plant and machinery or when the value is not capitalized or
Hmm.
when the supply is taken for giving further like that.
Okay, so is it not categorized as plant and machinery? Is lift not a plant and machinery?
Uh, it is categorized as plant and machinery, but there are some exceptions
Hmm.
of plant and machinery as well. Uh,
Like, can you
Under
please
which
elaborate on the
telecom
same?
towers,
Hmm.
factory pipelines, and
Hmm.
all these are covered under that. So,
So does it also cover elevators or lifts?
yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So why do you wish to join BEL?
So, being a cost and management accountant, I believe that I have requisite qualification and I will leave no stones unturned if I get into the organization. Like I'll perform well, and I'll try to face any challenge and growing as a professional.
No, I asked why do you want to join BEL? I did not ask why should we hire you. I asked why do you want to join BEL?
Uh, I believe that I can. I believe that I have the required qualification.
Okay, no problem. Moving ahead. So you have mentioned in your CV that you have worked on AS9 and Index 115. So what's the basic difference between the two?
Sorry, sir.
You have mentioned in your CV that you have worked on AS9 and Index 115. What is the very basic differences between the two? How are they different from each other?
Uh, Accounting Standard 9 and Ind AS 115.
Right.
Under Ind AS 115, the recognition of revenue is the five-step model is being used in that. Like we identify the contract, then we identify the performance obligation.
No, I'm not asking 115. I'm just asking a very simple question. Like, what is the difference between AS9 and Index 115? Is there any difference between the two? Or is
Uh,
it the same principles followed, while booking revenue under
uh,
both the regimes?
Ind AS 115 is a broader concept, like it covers more concepts and principles and rules, whereas AS just focus on the whether the amount is reasonably certain
Hmm.
to reasonably certain to collect.
Okay. And how do you determine whether that particular amount has a reasonable certainty of being collected? What is the criteria?
We'll check like if there are any chances of bad debts, or we'll check the agreement. We'll check the sales agreement, and we'll analyze the debtor, it his payment, his payment terms and all, like, and we'll check the whether that debtor is like paying on time or not. If there are any chances of bad debt, so we'll check that.
Okay, fine. And what about India's 115?
Under Ind AS 115, we first like identify that what type of contract it is. For example, if we are taking like internet services from Jio, so firstly we'll identify that what the contract is. Then secondly we'll identify what the performance obligation is. So it is it giving the services of internet connection. Thirdly, we'll identify the transaction price, like for example, there is a plan of 599 for 3 months. So like that, and then we'll allocate that transaction price to the performance obligation, and then we'll recognize revenue after the performance obligation.
So you said that we'll identify, the performance obligation, right? How do you determine whether a performance obligation has been fulfilled or not?
We'll determine performance obligation by if any condition exists,
Hmm.
like if there is any condition, like we have to like perform at a later stage, or not, or we have to perform like for example, if a coupon is for example, if a voucher is being issued to the customer for the and say that he can redeem that voucher for
Hmm.
food. So if it is determined at that time that for what purpose it is issued, then it will be recognized at that moment only. And if it is and if it is like if the condition is existing, like he can use as per as per his requirement, then we'll recognize later, like accordingly.
Okay, fine. Uh, so let's say we have borrowed certain amount of money as a borrowing cost. It's a general borrowing cost, right? And we have computed the general borrowing rate, which is the WSEC, and we are accounting for our borrowing cost, the interest part, as per WSEC, right? Now, in income tax, the borrowing cost that we're incurring is actually charged completely in the P&L. Will it strike off any event where we'll be booking the DTA DTL in this case?
Yes, sir, it will strike off. As in income tax, we can't take the exemption of the interest expenditure like at a like in lump sum amount. But no, sir. Let me correct. In accounting terms, like we take the deduction, like we take the deduction in respect of the like benefits received, like over the period. But in the tax, we are recognizing it like at that particular immediately we are recognizing it.
Hmm.
So yes, there would be deferred tax liability,
Hmm.
as we are taking the as we are taking the exemption, as the interest is the expenditure, and expenditure will.
Okay, fine. Wait. Just explain this concept of general borrowing cost with help of an example. That assume that it is 100 rupees as borrowing, 10% is the general borrowing cost, the WACC that you have computed, 15% is the rate of interest that you are paying on that particular borrowing. How it will impact our books, and how are we going to create DTA detail on the same? What are we going to create? Are we going to create DTA? Are we going to create DTL? Or what will be the treatment? 100 rupees is the amount of borrowing, 10% is the WACC, 15% is the rate of interest.
Okay, sir. So, sir, are we recognizing the full amount in the tax, in the in the income tax of the
Now tell me
interest?
how it happens.
Okay. So I'm assuming that we have recognized all the interest expenditure at in lump sum payment. So, so as you're saying that 10% interest rate is there.
Hmm.
So what we'll do is initially, like as per the accounting, we will record the expenditure in this in respect to the like benefit received, and under income tax we'll record it. We'll record it. We can like record it at a time. Like immediately we can record the whole of the amount. So so as our expenditure is as in the income tax the expenditure is higher, so our profit will be like reduced, and consequently our income tax would also be reduced, tax liability would also be reduced. But in the but because of this difference, the deferred tax liability will be reduced, as in the accounting terms we are taking the deduction of the interest expenditure over the period of the benefits received. So in that way.
Okay, fine. We'll have a discussion on this later. So, Siddhi, where do you see yourself 5 years down the line?
I see myself. I am at that stage of like professional, like where I want to grow myself, where I want to face new challenges, where I want to like in this dynamic environment, I would like to face many challenges, and I am adaptable to the dynamic environment. सर मैं सोच क्या रही हूँ, मैं बोल क्या रही हूँ, बहुत अलग हो रहा है.
Carry on. जितना जैसा आ रहा है वैसा बोल दो.
Sir, can I take like 30 seconds break?
Okay, fine.
Tax paying documents like bill of entry in case of import, invoice issued by recipient, invoice discount issued by input service distributor. All these documents are needed. Then secondly, the tax needs to be paid in order to avail the credit. Thirdly, the return should be filed under section 39(1), and the goods to be received in order to avail the credit. And we can avail the credit till the 20th October of the next year.
Are you sure it is 20th October?
Yes, sir.
Or is it September? Or filing of annual return, whichever is earlier?
It is 20th October or filing of return, whichever is earlier.
Is it October or September?
October.
Okay, fine. Let's say I'm receiving goods in lots. When can I claim credit for the same?
When we receive the last lot, then we can claim it.
Assume that the lots are coming in subsequent periods. That means I'm receiving my goods in lots, but that one lot comes in 1 month, and these are like 10 lots. So let's say if I start buying in January, I'm going to get the final lot in October, right? So should I claim credit only in October, or I can start claiming credit as soon as I receive the lots every month?
So in that case, we would see like when we are receiving the substantial part of the lots, like
Hmm.
if we are receiving like 80% of the total item at an earlier stage, so
Hmm.
at that time we can avail it.
Are you sure? Is that a norm? Is that a rule? Is it mentioned in the GST law?
No, sir, I'm not sure.
Okay. Are you aware of recent changes in Schedule 3 disclosures, and if you can just guide me through any few of them?
No, sir, I'm not remembering.
Okay. Anyone?
Sorry.
Any amendment that you can recall?
Earlier the like the uploaded invoices should be like we can avail the credit of the uploaded invoices till 5%. But for example, if we have uploaded the credit invoices of amount 100, so we can take the
No, no,
credit
I'm
up.
not talking about GST. No, no, I'm talking about Schedule 3 amendment.
No, sir, I'm not remembering.
Fine. So what's your biggest strength, Siddhi?
I feel that I am adaptable to the environment. Like
Hmm.
when I first joined my internship at that time, it was a bit challenging to work uh, in a less structured, or we can say like it was not a structured environment. So I I get adapted to that environment, and it made me even more independent. So,
Hmm. Okay, that's all. Any other strength that you would like to put?
no, sir.
Okay, Siddhi, that's all from our side. Thank you. We'll get back to you.
Thank you, sir. Sir,